Sun, sand, and sea, nature's contribution to happiness throughout the world. Broad stretches of golden sands where every beach is a costless luxury, a playground for rich and poor. Nowhere else in the world is surf bathing more popular than around Australia's 13,000-mile coastline, where, in an equable climate, a sport-loving people have made it the nation's most favored pastime. But they weren't always so water-minded down under. Let's ebb back a few tides to the turn of the century. A young man named Gosha decided to protest against the prudish law forbidding bathing between 6 a.m. and 8 p.m. After all, what was the use of having a handsome bathing suit if no one could see it? His friends agreed. They had nothing to lose. If he got away with it, they might be able to shed those mutton-chop sleeves themselves. In a natty neck-to-knee non-union suit, he scored a water touchdown for tolerance. Yet, in the eyes of the law, Gosha was overexposed and underdeveloped. Gosha started something which only Mother Grundy didn't like. The surf bathing habit has grown, even though costumes have shrunk. Nice scenery. U.S. Air Corps will return to base with good pictures of objectives, with approval from the diggers, of course. Safe areas are marked with flags, set up by volunteer bodies of young men, organized to guard surfers against undertows, treacherous channels, and foolhardiness. Whilst the old folk paddle cautiously, Junior and Sis may adventurously put to sea under watchful eyes. This protection of surfers started way back in 1907 with the formation of the Surf Lifesaving Association of Australia. Today, 150 clubs have a roll call of 6,000 young Australians who voluntarily give up their leisure to save lives. The applicant for membership must prove that he's a strong swimmer and not just a sprinter. He must do 400 meters in 8 minutes or better. And after learning elementary signals, he must drill as one of a team of 6. His own life may be forfeit without expert knowledge of water wrestling. The heavy surf characteristic of Australian beaches makes individual rescues difficult. Line, reel, and belt is the usual method. So for these volunteers, it's drill, drill, and more drill. The beltman goes to the rescue of a make-believe drowner. 3 linemen handle the line while he effects the rescue. The linesmen must watch for signals and be careful not to drag their beltman into a breaking wave. Speed is essential, but hauling too fast could be fatal. A human life may depend on a lifesaver's thorough knowledge of first aid and physiology, and he must be highly proficient in methods of resuscitation. The mechanical Eve system, which rocks the patient back to recovery with the aid of an oxygen bottle, is a development of the older Schaefer method. The Surf Bronze Medallion, coveted Proficiency Award, is gained only after long and arduous training. This entitles the volunteer to be at the service of the community, to risk his life at regular periods to a set roster. From now on, he may spend his own time watching the sea. His motto, vigilance and service. Today, with nearly every senior away in the services, clubs rely on juniors of 16 to 18. But even in the services, wherever the Aussie finds water, he holds a surf carnival, like this one at a battlefront. Aussie nurses look on as the diggers take time off from army parades for beach parades. Battalion flags replacing club banners. With the men away, their sisters are eager to deputize. Girls with reels doing a real job. And what lines! Junior too does his share, and he guarantees to pull anyone his own weight out of the water. Surf life-saving and all it stands for appeals to young Australians from the time they can swim. Then there's that problem child, the shark, though over the years lifesavers have met and overcome the menace. While sharks are being mesh-netted, bathers may calmly go on with their surfing. Now, it's only the foolhardy surfer who bathes alone on dull days or in the late afternoon. The main safety of bathers is in their numbers. Sharks have never been known to attack a crowd. For sheer thrills and exhilaration, body shooting on the giant Pacific rollers is a sport unique in the world. The Surf Carnival, organized life-saving, has developed a spectacle that is as purely Australian as the kangaroo or the koala bear. Club teams compete against each other with all the enthusiasm and precision of a military tattoo. That semi-goose step is necessary for easier movement in the soft sand. The carnival surf races are grueling tests for genuine rescue swims, but they never lack an enthusiastic lineup of entrants. The lifesaver makes use of any means that will help him in his job, such as surfboard riding and the dexterous handling of the surf ski. Even these little jeeps of the surf, the rubber surfoplanes, have their uses in emergency. And here are the tanks of the surf attack. Today, these surf boats racing for club honors take more than the usual risks. Each life-saving club has its boat with a crew of 5 to supplement the work of reel and line teams for rescues in heavy seas. Were it not for these gallant young men, the sport of surfing, which nearly 1 million Australians enjoy every week, might easily vie with the road for a shocking death roll. Since 1907, nearly 60,000 people have been rescued from the surf. In one season alone, the total approached 2,500. Yes, this is a tough job for tough men. Some have died on duty. Many have been injured. But so long as bathers go down to the sea, the surf lifesavers will live up to their motto of vigilance and service. May they continue to report at the end of every season, "No lives were lost while our patrols were on duty.